Grumpy Snail Podcast, take 2. Yeah. IPA is working, right? Let's try it again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Grumpy Snail Podcast, where we discuss societal collapse a second time in a row. I'm your host, Jonathan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. If you like these videos, make sure you click the like button, make sure you share these videos, and also subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, there's a comment section down below. I do respond to the comments and criticisms, even when they aren't in the comment section, right? Therefore, I, Jonathan Snyder, do decree that the intro is now shorter. Yes, I cut the runtime in half, and if need be, I will cut it more. I upload a video every Sunday at noon, at the moment. Let's see how long that lasts. And sometimes throughout the week, I may throw in a little short video, right? I threw one in this week, 10 seconds. But, you know, the shorts are supposed to be short. I upload those videos right here on YouTube and also on Rumble. At some point, all my videos may only end up on Rumble because YouTube will kick me off. Because YouTube likes to kick people off. They like to give them strikes for their arbitrary rules. So, make sure you go and follow my channel over on Rumble as well. Okay? Okay. Let's talk merchandise. Right? The SOB Studio store was supposed to be ready by now, but the items are still being processed. Now, as somebody that works in manufacturing, I completely understand that sometimes this happens. But it's aggravating for things to be delayed, but unfortunately they will be delayed at least another week. Hopefully I will have stuff by then. Hopefully I will have stuff by then. I'm repeating myself. I still have a couple shirts and a couple stickers. Here are my stickers. And my shirt is this on a shirt. The stickers are $5. The shirt's $25. They are exclusive, so once they're gone, they're gone. But, you know, the thought is that I'll have a store where you can buy more shirts and stickers. And I'll give you a little teaser. They're cheaper. Today is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. It's quite possibly the most difficult job in the whole wide world, so give it up for those mothers. Cheer. And we move on to the rest of the podcast. All things in this world are still going on. The Ukraine war is still raging. We just sent them a whole another $1.infinity billion. Our economy is still crashing, even though their fake job numbers show they created a couple 100,000 part-time jobs to replace the full-time jobs we lost during the government shutdown. Manufacturing is still down 14%, which is very apparent locally, right? Some of you that watch these videos are feeling it. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Yes, the only true constant is death and taxes. And I'm going to mention the Tucker Carlson thing briefly, not because he is important, but because he's working on pushing his show through Twitter. So if Elon brings some sort of video streaming aspect to that platform in competition with the likes of YouTube and Rumble, in conjunction with his pledge to venture into AI, then, well, maybe there is a little something to this whole Elon Twitter takeover. I know there's some questions about the WEF lady he's got appointed to CEO, the whole organization. So maybe, you know, he's bitten off just a little bit more than he can chew. And he spread himself just a little bit too thin. And he should just go back to exploding rockets. They're launching him off into space. I know I certainly wouldn't or would appreciate not being here anymore. You know the benefits of shooting the podcast for take 2 is a second beer. That was colder. The second largest bank collapse happened a while back with the First Republic Bank, which, you know, is not to be confused with the First United Bank, which is totally a mistake that I made. Of course, the total collapse was averted by a government-subsidized buyout by J.P. Morgan Chase, which is already not only the biggest bank, but also too big by, industry regulation standards. So now it's bigger. Other regional banks are doomed to follow suit because the Fed interest rates were hiked again. Everyone knows that's the reason for these bank failures. And like I said, what does the Fed immediately do after the collapse? That's right, it raises rates again. I mean, it's okay if your deposits are insured, by the FDIC up to $250,000, right? Except all that money was already spent by the other bank collapses, so they have to print more money, causing inflation to go even higher, forcing even more banks to collapse, so they can be bought up by another large government-subsidized bank, all in a big push to drumroll, please. It's going to be a long drumroll. That's right. Central bank digital currency. Not that you'd be able to, buy anything anyway with such outrageous prices. Speaking of outrageous prices, the Met Gala happened. Not that you people would know or care because, these are elite people with elite individuals, not to be bothered by plebs such as the likes of you and me. These capital city maroons who know better, who know what's right for the rest of us. Something equally irrelevant was the king's coronation that happened. I'll never understand the fascination with this family. Because, we already fought a war, so we wouldn't need to worry about these people. Speaking of high-class elites, that WGA writer strike thing is happening. And, I remember back when other strike happened back in, I think it was 2007. I think that's when it was. 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. Does that sound right? Yeah, because I was in college. I was in college at the time. I remember that happening. I remember that was a thing. Back when Colbert was funny. A lot of conservatives talked down to these people at the time, and I wasn't as familiar at the time with the situation then as I am now, and I believe these people have a right to strike. And that's not, I'm not being facetious. I support any private union. Those Starbucks people, those people out there, these people deserve to be paid for the work that they do. I mean, just like myself, just like anybody else out there, they're doing a job, they deserve to be paid. That's without question. But the whole situation is complicated. The industry is completely changing with the streaming. Like that, streaming by itself completely upended the whole industry. But with AI coming along, these people, they aren't getting residuals. Residuals. Obviously, I've been drinking 2 of these. These people aren't getting, they aren't getting the other things. There's no DVD sales anymore because that's not a thing. All the other stuff that would support these people financially. And I really worry for them. Just like I worry for the coal miner who's losing his job to green energy, or the trucker who's losing their job to a self-driving car system, or a manufacturer who's losing their job to automation. We are all in a heap of trouble over these issues. That's why Andrew Yang was talking about the UBI. It's a real complicated situation. and it's going to be a difficult problem to solve. But at least those late night talk shows are suspended, because those things suck. Oh my God, they suck. Why can't they be better? Ugh. So Title 42 ended. The border crisis is in such a state, there is no way we don't collapse over that situation, let alone all the other situations that we got going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, the program is stupid. The Title 42 thing, where we had to keep people out because they were sick or whatever, the whole thing, that was dumb. That should have ended, like 2 years ago. It should have ended. Honestly, they should just close the border at this point. If I were one of the governors of these states, these border states down south, I would call a state of emergency. I'd lock it down, regardless of what the Constitution and the laws say. I know it's coming from me, that's the Constitution or whatever, but I mean, you should be able to protect. Your governor should be able to protect your own state, and I would totally, send all the people that got the, they've already in to whatever sanctuary city they want, whether it be Chicago, L.A., New York, whatever it is. Those places are sanctuary cities. These small little towns that have like 5,000-10,000 people that are getting inundated with like 20,000s of people is, the whole thing's a mess. We should have a free flow of immigration. All right, I mean, in all seriousness, but the shitty policies that we've had over the course of several administrations, it's just screwed everything up, and it's only going to add to the economic collapse, which is going to exacerbate the drug crime rates. It all feels like a controlled demolition. That's very conspiracy, whatever to look at it, but it is what it is. There's no path forward that doesn't seem to end badly. I mean, every day there's more information released about how corrupt the Biden administration is and his whole family. Every day there's more information about how much of an ass Trump is. Every day there's more and more factories closing, banks collapsing, mass shootings, whether it be gang or mental illness related. Everyone's pointing fingers at each other, putting them in boxes, othering fellow citizens, and it's so much more. If this wasn't a big enough black pill to swallow. In the first take, I read an article. Because, in the last podcast, I went through some news headlines. And so I did sort of the same thing. I get news headlines from some places that maybe you guys aren't quite seeing. But I read an article in I can't remember the site. It was science.org or something like that, where they were talking about how there's a neuropsychologist that wrote a program that basically it's kind of like one of those plagiarizing programs that it seeks out different things it marks stuff that's plagiarized, things that were copied. And so he did that with like 5,000 different scientific articles and papers, and he found that 34% of the neurology papers were either made up, as in there was no scientific basis or mathematical basis for whatever numbers or nonsense that they put in it, or they were plagiarized. So they're just like actually not having new facts. It's just, copied stuff. And he also found out that with the medical research papers, it was 24%. So like a quarter, 1 in 4 medical research papers, journals, whatever, reports were either completely made up or they were plagiarized. So no wonder we were in such a mess in 2020, and still are. We still are. And the whole situation has caused, like I said, pointing fingers. I read an article right after that said that one doctor said that breathing in the excess carbon dioxide from wearing face masks caused severe health effects, or was severely detrimental to your health, or I can't remember the exact wording. But so is that article true, Or is that one of the 1 in 24, or the 1 in 4, the 24% of stuff that's made up or plagiarized? I mean, we did get Fauci just saying that they were at best 10% effective. Of course, we know that certain masks are more effective depending on how they're worn or what face they're on. So, I mean, what is it? Which experts are correct? Who are we supposed to listen to? I mean, we can't listen to the administration. We can't listen to AI anymore because it's written by these people. How many times do they have to replay Joe Biden saying if you get these things, then you won't get the thing, and then people who did get the things got the thing. And then AI says that he didn't say that, but he did say that, but he didn't say that, but he did, but he didn't. But he did. I mean, it's the same thing. I just read this other article from the Associated Press. The Associated Press, okay? Can we trust these people? The Associated Press provides reality check after White House claims there have been 201 mass shootings. So, Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary that Miss Know-All, if she has a book, said that there were 201 mass shootings just this year. It's only May. We've had this many mass shootings, and the real answer is not 200. It's not 201. It's not even close. The real answer is 22, according to this article by the Associated Press. So the inflated number by the administration is 10 times the real number, and we're supposed to be trusting these people? These people that are supposed to be better than Trump? Like, those are our choices. Again, those are our two choices. And the two 30%, the 60% are going to roll over the 40% again. It's a great, I mean, it truly is the definition of democracy, where a majority rules over the minority. So yeah, that's the situation we're in. That's the situation we're living in. That's a take two. So yeah, I mean, I wish I could. There's got to be something good, right? I'm sure you can type into YouTube's. I mean, if you're listening to this video, you can type in some puppy or kitten video and watch it and make you feel better, right? Because this is pretty sad. It's pretty sad world that we live in. I'm telling you, get out of cities. Get out of cities. You're going to end up in a situation just like this Perry Marine guy that did nothing but defend himself, and now he's going to be tried, and he's in New York. And I'd like to be white pilled on this. I like to think that all these jurors that are going to be in this trial are going to say, hey, we had to deal with this stuff riding the metro. We're a jury of the peers, and we had to deal with these homeless people and their causing situation. We got to be able to defend ourselves, but I have no faith. I have no faith in it. So yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring you guys down. But don't always think that, it has to be this bad, right? I mean, you can always have a drink, of certain things. At the very least, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. Maybe this is cathartic for me. Maybe this is my therapy, right? And whether you're listening or not, I got something off my chest. Okay. If you like this video, make sure you click that like button. All right. Comment in the comment section down below. Is the shorter intro better? Doesn't need to be shorter. Doesn't need to be longer. Is Steven wrong? Okay, if he's wrong, please let him know. All right, because he's got a lot of criticism. All right, click that like button if you liked it. Click the down thumb button, the dislike button if you didn't like it. I mean, I have a couple videos where they've done that. Not very many because there's only like 10 people watching. Make sure you head over to my Rumble channel. I at least put, a video up there on my profile. Or not a video, a picture. A profile picture up there on my profile. My channel. I put a channel because you can have multiple channels on one account. That's a cool thing that Rumble does that YouTube doesn't do. Because you can, say I do a podcast on one channel. And then I do the not podcast on the other channel. But then I wouldn't be doing one video every week because it's so hard to put up content when you have a full-time job. And it's hard to put up content when you don't have a full-time job because then you're broke. Man, this is a long outro. You know what? I hope that... Wow, this whole thing's messed up. Tune in next Sunday at noon for another video straight here from SOB Studios. It may be the banjo video. It may be the completed bathroom video. It may be another podcast where I have to push the record button twice because for some reason it didn't work the first time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Good night. God bless. Cheers. Godspeed. Happy Mother's Day.